I'm gonna do this a little bit differently than I normally do, because I know that I'm gonna basically release this section of my video before I release the main reaction, because it's gonna take a while to edit this because it's a full-length movie, and oh dear. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do almost like the spoiler-free section, and then at some point I'm gonna go weapons-free and talk about whatever I want. Yeah, if you don't want spoilers at that point, yeah, you probably shouldn't watch the rest of the video at that point. So, unfortunately, yeah, the thing that describes this movie the best is not quite what I was expecting, because I saw the trailer, and I really sat down and thought about it, and I, unfortunately, was basically wrong all the way through. Other than a lot of time has passed between my Friendship is Magic and now, but overall, it was still a really good story. I like it, and in a lot of ways was exactly the way they should have done this. And that, yeah, there's some references to, you know, the old show, but they're not that heavy to the point where it's like, if you haven't seen the show, you're not gonna enjoy this. And I really liked the message of what it was trying to do. And all I'm gonna say is we need messages like this more than ever. So, roar! So yeah, I mean, it was really good. I mean, parts of me do feel like there wasn't enough explained of why this... Parts of me feel like there wasn't enough explained and things were kind of moving a little bit too fast. Like, you just met this pony. Wait, now we're just gonna run off right into the middle of, yo, who knows where? What? There's questions that I would have liked answered a lot sooner that didn't get answered until much later in the movie. But then again, this Equestria is very different from the Equestria that's in Friendship is Magic. So we're not gonna basically explain all those things without taking up huge amounts of time. They're trying to quote-unquote distance themselves from the show, but still making references to the original show. This isn't about the old generation, this is about a new one, and I think it succeeded in that, while basically, you know, adding in these references to the original show, so that if you've seen the original show, you'll be like, oh, look at that! But if you haven't seen Friendship is Magic, you probably won't even notice, and it won't drag down the story or anything. So overall, I liked it. Again, was not what I was expecting, but unfortunately that was because I set up all these expectations myself that I had them dashed on the rocks, which is usually why I don't like to watch trailers, but it's like I had to watch that one. Come on, this is the new My Little Pony movie. This is the next generation. I had to watch that trailer. But yeah, again, overall this was really good, and I think the fans of Friendship is Magic and the new fans will like it, and definitely looking forward to seeing more. So, roar! So now it's time to go weapons free, weapons free! Roar! So yeah, if you don't want spoilers, you shouldn't watch the rest of this video, because now I'm just gonna talk about whatever I want. So, roar! So last chance, because you have just entered the spoiler-free fire zone. Roar! I know it's kind of weird because I'm sure people are going to watch my reaction video and wonder, why are you doing a spoiler section when you've just watched the movie? But again, I'm going to be releasing this section before, you know, I actually release the main video. So I don't want to spoil for people who haven't seen it yet. Anyway, overall, again, I really liked it. The thing I was kind of disappointed with the most that we didn't learn why this happened, and we didn't learn things when we really needed to learn them. Like, I would have liked to have known, Izzy, why are you here at all? In my analysis video, I thought that Sunny and Izzy at one point knew each other, but at that point were the three tribes. I really don't know if tribe, species, whatever. But anyway, yeah, the three tribes stopped being friends. That seemed like that was ages ago. So Sunny is meeting Izzy for the very first time. Yeah, so why is Izzy here now? But in some ways, it did make more sense to have it at that moment. That was the sort of, you know, the coming together of all these friends at that, you know, the moment around the fire. Because this movie is moving very quickly, and in some cases, it kind of has to. Yeah, like when Sunny first meets Izzy, you know, every pony is, you know, scared and running away and trying to catch Izzy. So we don't have time to sit and have a nice soul-stirring conversation because everyone is after them. Hitch is literally outside her house trying to arrest her. So yeah, we don't have time to sit and work this out. That goes across the board up until that campfire moment. Every pony is basically on the move. It's like, we don't have time to sit still and talk this out. That was that moment where they got to sit and talk this out and really decide, yeah, like for Hitch, should I even be here? Maybe I should just turn around and go home. You know, Hitch doesn't have to stay. Sunny wants to go off on this adventure on her own, fine. I'm just gonna go home. He could decide to do that, but he decides to actually stay because, yeah, because of things of like Izzy. It's like, look, I got this note you know, from ages ago, and, you know, I thought we could be friends. And he can see that, you know, Izzy and Sunny are becoming friends. That moment, they all kind of like, you know, reaffirm and decide, okay, are we really committed to this? Do we really want to be friends? And the answer to that is yes, we do. So, roar! I mean, now that I can basically stop and think about this and decide, okay, wait a minute, what just happened? Like, for example, this crystal, what is it? Where did it come from? A lot of stuff happened. We didn't really have the opportunity to really process it, but I think given the nature of the movie and everything that's going on, it kind of makes sense. It actually kind of works. Because yeah, all the ponies distrust each other, and if we give them a moment to like really stop looking like, hey, wait a minute, they're not as bad as we think they are. Maybe they might actually come and be friends, which is kind of what happens at the end of the movie. After all this stuff, it's wrecked Sunny's home, it's broke the picture of her and her dad, and they probably all kind of feel bad about that. Realizing, look how hard these ponies are working to try to fix this and, you know, and try to bring us all together. You know, maybe they're right. Maybe we can all be friends. Even that simple little thing of them just coming together and doing just one thing together was the spark of friendship that, you know, enabled those crystals to finally do something. You know, as I was saying during the credits, that, yeah, people say that the elements of Harmony Deus Ex Machina, they just come out of nowhere and fix everything. That did not happen here. Look, they have the crystals. They've assembled them. They do nothing. The true magic has always been the friendship between all these ponies. And that was the thing that ignited the crystals with a spark of friendship, and that's the thing that brings back magic in Equestria. That's awesome! Roar! So, yo, I love that. I mean, yeah, it's like, and Sunny as an alicorn. Whoa. It's like, yikes. I mean, I don't really know if she's a true alicorn or if she's like an honorary alicorn. I think that's great, though. There's definitely focus on video material throughout this whole movie, and I'm probably gonna do that at some point, but I think I will say here that it's kind of surprising that that happens. It's like, why does that happen to her? I would say the simple answer is because she's the one that's brought all these ponies together. If there's anyone who's gonna be like, you know, the alicorn, the leader of this group, it's gonna be her. So, so maybe that's kind of like the crystal's way of sort of in a way of pointing her kind of like the leader or the princess of this group, which I kind of like. But unfortunately, now the not so good bits, I really didn't like, you know, what they were doing with Sprout, but totally, you know, trying to, you know, play off the whole fear thing and, you know, and like, you know, how a lot of the ponies think and feel, and that was one of those, can we just cut the commercial? Can we just move forward? I don't want to watch this. And of course, why should we? It's like, really, totally wrong attitude. But it's frankly, it's a reflection of like the attitude that basically all the ponies have. It's like, why should we trust them? They've done all these horrible things to us, and look what they've done. And obviously there had to be some sort of giant climax. And but it's just so sad that they destroyed Sunny's home. The lighthouse has been destroyed. Well, the good news is now there's all these magic and stuff. Maybe they'll go fix it. At least that's what I hope happens. Like, that was just so cool that the third and final piece was the lamp that her father had made for her. I thought that was just so cool. Because yeah, it makes sense. It's like, if there's a unicorn crystal and a Pegasi crystal, why isn't there like an Earth Pony crystal? But I think that also worked. This is total failure. You know, at this point, it's like, okay, we tried, we failed. The main five could decide, okay, that's it, let's go home. But no, that's not what they decide. They decide, you know what, we don't care what the other ponies say, we still want to be friends. So, roar! And I think that was part of the solution as well. Because again, look, if after everything that's happened, these ponies still want to be friends. Maybe they're not so bad after all, and we can actually be friends. A lot happened, and there's a lot of ways there wasn't time to process it all, and I'm definitely gonna have to go back and think about this a lot more, and probably to focus on videos, probably an afterthought review, because there's definitely a lot to think about in this one. But overall, it was really good. I liked it, and even though it wasn't quite what I was expecting, it was definitely really awesome, and I'm really glad to be back in the world of Equestria. So, roar! So, the first reaction of A New Generation has been completed, and it was really good, and definitely looking forward to seeing a whole lot more. So, roar! So, thank you for watching this video, and it's so good to have MLP and you back! And I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and until next time, this is Blue Star. Stay strong, and pony on. Blue Star out.